History made in Vatican City. Robert Prevost from Chicago has been elected and takes the name Pope Leo XIV. For the first time, a North American leads the world's 1.4 billion Catholics. Welcome back. I'm Dick Brennan.
And I'm Christine Johnson. It's the first night of a new era at the Vatican.
White smoke billowed from the Sistine Chapel just after noon on the east from St. Peter's Square, a little deserted right now. Quite a different scene from earlier when the Pope was selected. Hundreds of thousands packed the square waiting in suspense. Then the world's first look at the new pontiff. Robert Prevost emerged from the balcony with waves to the crowd, and he takes on his new name, Leo XIV.
Watch the smoke come out of the chimney. It was, brought tears. We were crying in the square.
It's just everything.
Once in a lifetime.
It is a once in a lifetime, and
for us to be here in this moment.
Just so blessed and grateful, really. Sorry.
It's beautiful. You said God is good.
God is good.
The new pope is seen as a progressive on many social issues. Overall, he is viewed as a centrist. And like Pope Francis, he spent time embracing marginalized groups such as the poor. He has dual citizenship between the U.S. and Peru, where he served for years. New Yorkers are reacting to the selection of the new pope. Brooklyn reporter Hannah Kliger is in Prospect Heights, where Catholics are taking in the historic day.
The stained glass glows at the Co-Cathedral of St. Joseph, where Bishop of Brooklyn Robert Brennan reacts to the conclave's selection and the new Pope's speech this afternoon.
Seeing the white smoke and hearing the news that we are going to have somebody was already a thrill, because we wanted to get behind our new Holy Father.
Diana Centrone was walking out of the majestic century-old parish when we broke the news to her.
I'm extremely excited. I'm hoping that he's able to somehow fill the shoes of Pope Francis.
Robert Prevost's American roots were met with approval and an acknowledgement of this historic moment.
I never would have imagined that it would have been a Pope from the United States.
I went to a Jesuit school, Jesuit high school, Xavier, and so, that same ideal about, being, forthright and progressive about, the acts that you push forward and practicing what you preach, basically.
The Brooklyn Diocese serves more than 1 million Catholics in Kings and Queens counties. Brennan says the first American Pope, the first from the Augustinian religious order, will act as a shepherd for them all.
The popes over the last century have been calling us to be missionaries. He is a missionary, and I think that's going to be set a tone.
And Bishop Brennan is hosting a graduation celebration for 8th graders at this church tomorrow, where he plans to speak with the young worshipers about the new Pope and this new chapter for Catholics all around the world. In Prospect Heights, Brooklyn, Hannah Kliger, CBS News, New York.
Imagine what it's like in Chicago tonight after this news, right? The excitement over the voting of this new pope today.
Yeah, he was born in Chicago, has extensive ties to the city. Sara Machi from CBS Chicago is live in the suburb of Dalton, Illinois with reaction. Sarah, I can only imagine what kind of a day it's been like and the joy of the people in Chicago. Sarah.
Dick, Christine, the joy, the surprise, the amusement, really all of those things as the world reacts to the man we now know as Pope Leo. But here in Chicago, a man that they have called Robbie. We are outside of his childhood home here in the south suburbs of Chicago. Some other words we're hearing from people, things like hardworking and humble. That's how some people are describing the Pope's very earliest beginnings. People who knew him and fellow Catholics just stopping by. We did start our day at St. Mary's, which is in Chicago's Riverdale neighborhood that is on the south side. The building there has been long closed, but to the excitement of a lot of visitors, it is still standing. Visitors and neighbors now wondering what this might mean for the building. Some of them telling us that they hope the church will now renovate it, reopen it, allowing Mass to continue there. And in some of their very biggest dreams, they are telling us that they would love to see the church the Pope returned to his home church and lead a mass there. At his childhood home, we have been talking to a lot of people in the neighborhood. One woman stopping by, talking about how she knew the Pope growing up on this block. They played games together, reenacting the mass. And some of the neighbors who have been living here for decades reacting with absolute surprise to find out the now history of the house next door.
When I heard about
Could you ever imagine that the Pope would have...
Yeah, then I said, oh, I got pictures of Cardinal Bernardine. On my pictures, I said, I was in the house, tearing my house down, looking for these pictures.
This also brings up a lot of questions about what this means for the area. The Pope's childhood home empty right now. We're told it will be for sale. A lot of people around here wondering, with so many people stopping by, if this will bring a lot of attention from around the world. This area sometimes in need of some financial assistance. They say that those visitors could be a boom to this area, and they are saying that this could be a gift from God for Dalton in the south suburbs. Live from Chicago's south suburbs, Sara Machi, CBS News, Chicago.
Sarah, some great points there, and only time will tell. So much can change in a day. Thank you for your live reporting.
Thanks, Sarah. We'll have continuing coverage of the new Pope on air and streaming on CBS News New York. And for an in-depth look on Pope Leo XIV, head to cbsnewyork.com.
Wasn't it so fun to see his childhood home?
I love that, and I loved her pictures. I wanted to see the pictures.
I did too. I did too.
She was so
We'll get a
excited.
hold of those. We'll get a hold of those.